to the first, that's a really, really great question, by the way. I run ads to the first post that I do on my Facebook wall. So let me show you this really quickly. So this is the Survival Life Facebook page that I manage. And here is the first post. And this is encouraging people. The 12 days of Christmas is here. The giveaway is here. This is what you can win. And this is where. You can see that the link is provided multiple times, along with a photo of what they can win. And then what I do actually is go into my ads manager from here. I go into my ads manager, and I just set up a campaign to drive traffic and clicks through this post here. I just promote the post, essentially. And I promote it with an audience specific to who I want to reach. So for this post, I am specifically targeting survivalists, people who are interested in survivalism, or anyone kind of along those lines right there, so that we know we're actually reaching the right people, with people who are going to want to win these things and also want to be on our email list. Because we do want all of those email addresses that we gather through this campaign to be very qualified. We don't want just random email addresses of people who are never going to want to purchase from us again. We want them to be interested in what we're doing. That's a really great question. There. Does that kind of explain that, Molly?
Yeah, no, that was great. If you want to, I can go ahead and flip over to RTNC and kind of show some ads we're doing for that too. If you're finished, or if you have some more stuff you want to share. I wasn't sure. Okay.
No, that's great. Go ahead.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Julie, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to show you guys here is something else we're doing ad-wise. And, I said that, or contest-wise, and I had said that, we're not partial to Rafflecopter. That's just, kind of what what they've, Julie and the team found first and what they've been using, and it's been great for them. But of course, we're digital marketers, so we want to test as many things as possible. So we found this other third-party app called Contest Domination. And, Ryan sent it over to me and he was like, hey, let's do something with this. I don't necessarily care what the contest is. Let's just see if it works, see if you like it. Let's see what it can do for us. So as most of you know, we have Traffic and Conversion Summit coming up in January, which is our annual event that covers, everything from the year that we've, learned in the digital marketing realm. And I've been running tons of Facebook ads, to the sales page and trying to really get butts in the seats for the event. And the hard part about it was that, from Facebook, we're, telling them how awesome this event is. We're sending them to the sales letter, but there's no opt-in. It's either they buy this, $500 ticket or they don't buy the ticket. So it's hard we're definitely ROIing on the ads because, when someone purchases, that's a big purchase. But we're not capturing any leads. There's nothing else we're doing other than, did they purchase or did they not? We weren't getting, opt-ins, and we weren't really getting likes to the Facebook page. So, running a contest was a great way to kind of capture people that were interested in Traffic and Conversion Summit, but, not necessarily ready to purchase. So I decided to use Contest Domination for this. So as you can see, I'm not going to walk you through exactly how we did every step because it's very similar to what Julie just showed you. These third-party apps are pretty much the same. They do the same things. The only really cool thing I like about Contest Domination is that they get a refer a friend option, and it's the second step of the contest, and they actually put in their friends' emails. And then their friends get an email about the contest. So you can see right here, I've customized this to really speak more to Traffic and Conversion Summit and not just, a generic email. And that generates a unique link, like Julie was talking about, that they can therefore share on social media, etc. And, the more links, the more times their link is clicked, the more points they get, et cetera, et cetera. And then you see here that we just started this yesterday. We have 197 leads. 172 of them came directly, to the app, and 25 of them are from those referral leads, which is pretty cool. So how we've been really advertising this is, number one, we just had our designer, which you could have these made on Fiverr for $5, or this isn't difficult, this isn't a difficult thing to have done. We just had our designer make a cool little image that says, hey, win 2 free tickets to Traffic and Conversion Summit, or two VIP upgrades, because we wanted them to, in case they had already purchased tickets, we didn't want to feel like we were leaving them out. So, 2 free tickets or two VIP upgrades. And, we posted this right to Ryan's page with 2 links here, to make sure we get a click over. So this was just an organic post. We haven't boosted this post. We didn't pay money for this post. We just posted it on Ryan's page, and we posted it over here on Digital Marketer's page. So, with just purely organic traffic, we probably received about half of the leads that we've had so far. And then today, after we, kind of saw how everything played out with this organic traffic, it did well. We started some Facebook ads. So with the Facebook ads, and something that I've showed you guys on an office hours call that some of you might not have been on, so I want to show you again, is a new way to do ads. This is how we're doing the TNC ads, and this is frankly how we're going to do ads from now on, because if you haven't heard, and I'll actually send you guys the link right here, Facebook is changing their algorithm again, and has been changing over the past 3 months or so. And they're really trying to get away from this, viral sharing of memes and funny photos. And, although that's fun and people do like to, share and that's really not a good marketing strategy. You're going viral, but how do you really know you're hitting the right people? And that's important. You don't just want likes for likes. You want likes from people that really fit your target market. So Facebook is really giving a lot of credit to any kind of related articles, posts, really high quality news, like kind of newsy, linky things. So as you'll see, they've given us the option here. When you make a Facebook post now, when I would have just uploaded a picture, and I would have I would have written something here about the post and then provided a link. And I would have hoped that, people clicked over, because obviously we want to drive traffic to the page. So instead of doing so many picture posts, Facebook's now allowing you, when you go to post something like a link or a quality article, when you put this here in the box, it's going to pop up this box here, which is actually clickable. So if you were to click on this photo, this would send you over to the website. This isn't just a photo anymore that's going to pop up in a box. This is going to send you over to the website. And what Facebook's allowing you to do is you can actually upload an image you don't just have to use the images that are embedded in that particular page. You can change this image. So I kind of got a little off topic there, but these are, this is going to mean something now for in terms of Facebook, because they want you to post quality articles and outside links, and now you can change this image, so you don't have to rely on whatever images are embedded in the post. So if you want to upload another image, if you do have a funny image that you feel like will go viral, you can put it in there, and then when they share that image, they're actually sharing your entire article. So anyways, this relates directly to ads, because now if you click create an ad to advertise on Facebook, and you go down here to clicks to website, I'm just putting a random URL in, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to allow you to upload an image. So I'll show you the image that we uploaded this morning to start the Facebook advertising for TNC. Let's see. And if you notice, these image dimensions are a bit different than your normal Facebook posts. So keep that in mind. It's not 403 by 403 or whatever the normal post image is. It's 600 by 315. So it's a lot wider. So definitely pay attention to that, because your normal images are not going to look good. So you're going to upload your image here. Let's say we want to advertise from Ryan. And then you can change this text, like, hey, I'm giving away 2 free tickets to my traffic and conversion summit. Enter below. So this is how the ad will show up in their newsfeed. And when they click on this image, instead of it popping up and opening like a photo, like it used to, this image is actually going to click right over to the sales page, or here we're having them click over to the contest. Another cool little trick, you can, if you click show advanced options, you can put, another little line down here. The more actions you take within the contest, more entries to win. And that's popping up down here. So it's another little, it's another place for a call to action, or for you to get some information across to your readers. So this is how it's going to look in the newsfeed. For these, a lot of times, right column, it still looks fine. This one looks fine. I would keep this, but if it looks a little funny on your right column ad, just go ahead and click remove and just do a newsfeed ad. And then you can redo it and remove the newsfeed ad and just do a right column ad. So that way you're really optimizing for both spaces separately, instead of, it looks good in the newsfeed, but it doesn't really look good in the right column ad. So just remove it. You can, create a new ad that's going to optimize for that right-hand column. So for this, win 2 free tickets or 2 VIP upgrades, click below. We went down, and, I could show you all the different interests, I'm testing right now, but we obviously targeted the digital marketer page, the Ryan Dice page, some of our affiliate pages, people that like digital marketing, people that like online marketing, et cetera, et cetera. So this new, the new link and article deal here with the Facebook algorithm, and then really getting away from the viral sharing of images, that's very important. And you should definitely take that take that information and go with it, because you'll see a definite decrease in reach if you continue to share viral images that people are just liking and sharing because they think they're funny. Stuff that doesn't have any substance behind it. Facebook is really going to punish you for that. I'm actually going to send you guys the link to this article right now. Questions? Well, yes, I can, and send to all. There you go. Okay. I was going to see, Hannah, if you see any questions in that box that I missed, let me know. Okay, I see Eric wants to know, when I'm running a Facebook ad, what's the difference between clicks to website? And then it cut off. Oh, clicks to website versus website conversions. Okay, that's a really good question. The difference, and what he's talking about is, let me back up here. We're going to go to create an ad. Okay, so where it says, what kind of results do you want for your ads? We had checked clicks to website last time. So what that means is just how I showed you. You're going to put a URL in, and then you're going to put your tagline at the top. And whenever people click on that image, the ad's going to send them to directly whatever website you indicated. The difference with website conversions, and this one's a little more difficult. It's just a little more technical. So it has to do with a pixel here, and you'll see this. And I can show you how to access that first, and it'll make a little bit more sense. So you're going to need to go over here to conversion tracking, and you're going to need to go to create conversion pixel. And so say I wanted to optimize ads for TNC checkouts. So I want to optimize ads for as many people to hit the sales page or the thank you page, for as many people to buy TNC tickets as possible. So I would call this TNC conversions. I would select checkouts. If you want leads, obviously, webinar registration, you might click this. Adds to cart. I don't really know why you would want that, but who knows? I'm not actually going to do this because we have one back here, but you're going to hit create pixel. And then when it pops up, it'll pop up here in this chart. You're going to go to view pixel code, and you're going to take this code. And I obviously can't show you this because I don't have access to the back end of our TNC page, but you would go in to the code of your thank you page for whatever you're selling, and you would put this code in, and you would change these $0 values to whatever the value is for the product you're selling. So what that will do is, if you've set the ads up like I just showed, if you create an ad and then website conversion, put your URL in, select the pixel you just created, TNC conversions, continue. You'll set the ad up exactly like you just set the last ad up, except for when you're looking at your campaigns here, you'll notice that, see, this one's optimizing for post engagement, this one for website clicks, post engagement, website clicks, but it will say website conversions. So it will actually be tracking, whatever you've identified as the result you're wishing to gain from the ad. So I hope that helped. I'm going to check out some more questions here. Nick says, why are you not using Power Editor? Is the Ads Manager okay to use for this? the ads manager is definitely okay to use for this. If you want to do anything special, like a custom audience, which would, I'm not going to get into our Power Editor here because there's some like sensitive information that I can't screen share. But within the Power Editor, the reasons I do go into the Power Editor are to upload, if we have an email list and I want to target everyone on that email list with Facebook ads, then I would go into Power Editor to create, that's called a custom audience. So I go into Power Editor to do that. I also go into Power Editor to do sponsored stories. So if I want, for example, the TNC event, we actually have an event that people are RSVPing to on Facebook. So if it says, Ryan Dice is going to this event, I'm going to create a sponsored story, and I did create a sponsored story within Power Editor for the event so that friends of friends who have RSVP'd to the event will see that that person is RSVP'd to the event. So it'll say, Ryan Dice is attending this event, and that will show up as an ad. So then someone would say, oh, my friend's attending this event, I should check it out. So those are really the only two things I use Power Editor for. If you want to know more about Power Editor, I recommend John Loomer. I'm pretty sure it's just johnloomer.com. Maybe not. Yep, it was johnloomer.com. So anything you want to know about Power Editor, I would definitely check out John Loomer, and we might actually have an execution plan on Power Editor coming in the near future. But anything to do with Power Editor, he's the man. So you can check that out. Let me see if we have any more questions. Jeremy says, is there a specific reason you are not using website conversions? It seems that this is a great way to track Facebook conversions, but in your list of ads, it seems like you have none set up for conversions. We definitely are using that feature. Most of the ads that you saw there at the top are new, so they were ads for the contest. So I wouldn't necessarily use the conversion for the contest because I just kind of want that to go viral on Facebook. I want as many people to see and click on that contest link as possible. And I can see my leads really easy on the contest. I can see, I don't need Facebook to tell me that, but we have a bunch of ads running right now. So at the bottom, any of our ads that are just going to the TNC sales page, those definitely are using the website conversion. So I hope that helps, Jeremy. Okay, if anybody else has any more questions, make sure you pop them in that box. We're kind of ending our time right now, and it looks like I've answered most of the questions. Oh, Eric says I'm trying to get people to sign up for a lead magnet. Eric, what I would do for a lead magnet, I would say I wouldn't run a contest. I would do an offer that you can see right here. I would click offer, select your page. Here's an offer we have running right now. 82% off traffic and conversion tickets. I would make that I'm not sure what your lead magnet is. Maybe it's a free report. I would make an offer, free report, click here to claim your free report. Then that way they're seeing this box here with this get offer button, and it just seems like, it seems so much better than just an image that says click here to get your free report. It's like really an offer, and it's really a deal, and and people will click there and it'll send them over to whatever opt-in page you have for your lead magnet. So you'll still get those opt-ins and they'll still receive their report. But the best part is that if someone clicks over and they don't necessarily take an action for some odd reason, what an offer will do is you can set a date. So say I'm running this offer from today until Saturday. You also select a time or a day that you want everyone who's clicked this to receive a reminder about the offer. So that's just another little, point of contact that you're getting with this person that you wouldn't have gotten if it was just a regular ad clicking over to your squeeze page. They're getting the offer and they're going to receive an email about it, and then they're going to receive a reminder email about the offer before it's going to expire. So that's what I would do there. I hope that helps. Can you go over a Rafflecopter contest promotion for Survival Life that actually is finished and was a success? I think we can probably do that. Julie, are you still with me?
I'm still here. Can you repeat the question?
Yes. He says, and this is Nick, can you go over a Rafflecopter contest for Survival Life that actually is finished and was a success?
Yes, I can. And actually, that was something I had on my list to get to. So
perfect. That worked out well. Let me make you the presenter really fast, Julie.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yep. All right. I'm going to go into my giveaways here in Rafflecopter, and I'll pull one up that we did just recently, actually, just a couple weeks ago. So a couple weeks ago, we partnered with a different page called Lost Survivors, and we were attempting really to build up their fan page and get them a lot of Facebook fans, as well as tap into their audience and and really just kind of benefit each other here. So this is one that we finished up. This was the first one actually that was let me show you this here. We gave away an ultimate survival bundle, which you can see right here. These were the ways that they could enter. That's the basic page there. Now on the moderate page, you're actually going to see where I picked a winner. Suzanne Killian won because she liked Lost Survivors on Facebook, and she was the 318th entrant. So what you can do here is click export your entries to Excel, and they will email you an Excel doc of all of these entries once you're finished. And this is I don't have the exact page of this one, since I don't have like the display page of the app on Facebook, since this one has actually finished up. We didn't want this still in one of our contest tabs on our Facebook page. You'll get this email from Rafflecopter that your export is ready. And you can just download it. One sec. So here you can see all of the entries that we got via. Is this? Can you see this Excel, Molly?
Yes. Yep. Looks great.
Okay. I'm just going to roll with it. You can see here all of the entries that we got. You can see their name, their email address, which is actually pulled from Facebook, and whether or not they signed up for our email subscription for Survival Life. You can see the option on how they entered and the time that they entered. Actually, do here. So you're going to be able to see that we had 11,679 entrants, which is quite 11,673, which is quite a few. Now, a lot of these people have entered 3 times since we gave them 3 options. So what I would do is I would just to go through the options, and I would filter them. Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry. I would sort A to Z. And here are all of the people that says join the Survival Life mailing list. These are all of the people who signed up for our email list. So I would pull these out right here. And we got close to 3,000 from here. People who opted into our email list and wanted to use that. So that is actually one of the really, really big benefits to running this type of contest and giving them the opportunity with their email address. We also got ourselves about the same. It was a little over 3,000 new Facebook fans, and we were able to get around probably 4,000 or 5,000 new Facebook fans for Lost Survivor. So I hope that answers your question. Is that
awesome, Julie?
Is that good?
Yeah, and actually, I'll keep you on there. We have 2 questions that are related, and I can kind of answer, and I think you can kind of answer. What's your follow-up campaign for people who are not winning your prizes, and have you used the email addresses after the campaign? And I don't think you and I've talked about a follow-up sequence for this, but I can kind of speak to the contest we're doing. When someone opts in to contest domination, it's actually integrated with Infusionsoft. So as soon as they opt in for the campaign or for the contest, they get a tag through Infusionsoft. And this can be done. This doesn't have to just be Infusionsoft. You can use iContact, Aweber, any of the email services, but it'll trigger an email that goes directly to them. So even though they're not winning, we're already making no matter whether they're winning or not, at the end, as soon as they enter, they receive an email from us. And basically the email is like, hey, thanks so much for entering. Just so you know, you can win 2 VIP upgrades if you want to go ahead and purchase tickets. So we've actually seen tickets purchased just from that email, from that sort of follow-up sequence, and we'll have other emails going out over time until January to really target those people, because they're obviously interested in attending if they're entering to win. Another thing you can do with the email addresses is what I talked about earlier. Within Power Editor, you can actually take all those email addresses, which are their Facebook email addresses because that's how you got them, and you can create a custom audience and then run Facebook ads to them for other products or other things you have going on. Because if they've opted in to win something that is, in the niche that you're marketing towards, you obviously know your ads are going to really relate to them. So you can either email them with a follow-up sequence, or you can use custom audiences and send Facebook ads their way. I didn't know if you had anything else on that, Julie.
No, I was just going to say I agree with you. Rafflecopter doesn't exactly have as much capability as the one that you guys are using for syncing up with Infusionsoft. So actually what I would do is every 3 days that the contest is running, I manually pull all of those email addresses for the people who subscribed to our email list, and I push them into our email database, and I trigger an email to be sent to them that welcomes them to Survival Life. Great. So it's similar, it's just more manual. Right. And yeah, that's all I was going to say about that.
Yeah, and with contest domination, we could have done it manually. I just chose to go ahead and give them an Infusionsoft tag. But yeah, I mean, you're gathering these leads for a purpose. I mean, you want them to be on your mailing list. You want to target them on Facebook in the future. You want a follow-up sequence regarding the contest. So definitely follow up. That was from Anne. Thank you for that question, Anne. I think, Julie, we have another question for you. It's from Adrian. It's kind of a double question. But do you know the cost per lead for your campaign? And how did you determine that the campaign was successful? What were the metrics you used to determine it?
Oh, that's a great question, Adrian. We are able to determine the cost per lead, and actually, for this campaign here that I was just showing you, the one that we finished up with Lost Survivors, we spent $350 on ads, not very much at all, and that was about it. This really didn't, and we gave away a gift that was worth $250. So given all of that, that was really the cost of this entire campaign. It was very minimal and not expensive. Our cost per lead for each one that we got was close to 22 cents. It was pretty affordable. And that is actually one way that I really determine that our campaigns are successful, is that the leads that are coming in have a really low price point for us. And as long as that's happening, we're really making back. It's really just well worth it for us to continue doing these kinds of things. I know some people don't necessarily get the cost down quite that low. We were running a pretty cheap campaign to see how this was going to work. This was our first time with Rafflecopter, and we didn't really know what to expect. So, we kept our cost minimal for a reason. So, so it was pretty low there. I understand that it might not always be that low, but it definitely made it worth it for us, and definitely made us wanting to come back and try this again. So.
Yeah, and I would say, and I know Ryan always tells me this when we're running ads, as long as, we're breaking even pretty much, like if we're spending money on ads and we're getting leads back and those leads are making us money in the future, we'll pay for leads right now. And it totally depends on, your niche, number one. The survival niche, they're getting them for 22 cents. Like, that's crazy. That's really low. For us with traffic and conversion, we're trying to market to people like you all, marketers, entrepreneurs, any person kind of in that realm online. So we might pay, we just started ads this morning, so I can't necessarily give you a dollar number on what we're paying for the leads for contest domination, because we just started, and a lot of the leads that we have in there were organically from Facebook, just posting to the pages. But I know we would be willing to pay $4 or $5 for a lead, because number one, if one of them buys a ticket, a $500 ticket, that's, already pays for 100 leads, So, and then in the future, our products are more expensive than Survival Life. So if we have these people and these leads and we turn them into customers, their lifetime value is a lot higher in our niche because our products are more expensive. So you kind of have to look at what you're paying for a lead versus, the opportunity. What opportunity do they have to buy one of your products later? How expensive is that product going to be? And kind of what will the ROI be then for you? So, with Survival Life, they sell, sometimes $10 products, and we're selling $400 courses. So it's just a little different. But definitely,
it really has to.
Yeah, it's hard to put a number on it, but as long as, we're sticking around $4 to $5, Survival Life wants them to be as cheap as possible. But it's also a passion niche. People want to, they're preppers. They're worried about the zombie apocalypse. They really want to opt in to win this backpack because the world might end. So, it's just us getting 200 leads and them getting 3,000 leads. Sometimes that can pan out to be about the same.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
David says, how specific would you get with demographic targeting when promoting a competition for an offline business such as home improvements, kitchens, bathroom remodeling? when choosing who to show the contest to. I don't know how you feel about this, Julie, but anything for me to do with targeting, and it's hard for someone to just say, hey, here's this niche, how should I target it? Because I think it's so important when you find a market that you're really trying to target, you almost have to become that person and really, sit there and think, if I was a prepper, what would I be watching on TV? What would I be reading? I.e., who would I be following on Facebook? Who would I be following on Twitter? Kind of what would I do every day? What would I like to see? And then once you figure out, kind of what your target market, what their world is, then you can be in their world and kind of become a day-to-day staple for them on Facebook and Twitter and however you're trying to reach them. Someone says,
can I jump in there right for a second? Is that all right?
What'd you say, Julie?
Can I jump in for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, we study our fans really, really closely, and we understand how they're going to respond to what posts we post. So we really feel like we know them, and we know what they're going to like and what they're not going to like, and that's really important. But I also understand that when you're setting up ads and you're trying to figure out exactly who it is that you want to target to, that can get a little tricky. And so sometimes what we'll do is we'll just set up two different kinds of ads. One that targets a pretty general audience, and another one that targets a really small audience of people we think our fans are like, or we think that the people who want to engage with our Facebook page are like. And depending on which one performs better, it gives us a pretty good gauge of what we're actually looking at and what our fans are like and what our demographic is really, really into. And the good thing about Facebook ads is you can just stop them if they're not doing very well. You can just stop them. Or you can just put more money into them if they actually end up performing very well. So I would really suggest some trial and error on that one.
Right. Hey, Julie, Nick says, what is the target market world for Survival Life? If you could kind of use that as an example.
The target market world. We target people who watch a lot of survival TV shows. A lot of our fans also really like The Walking Dead. Like that show too.
Are you a prepper?
We do a lot. No, but we do a lot of TV shows. Actually, a lot of magazines, a lot of outdoorsy things. Off the grid reads or any other blogs on the internet that are targeting the same things, we will target towards that audience as well. So ours is a pretty specific demographic. I mean, it's definitely a niche demographic, and they are, very, very fanatical about what they are prepping for. So we've been able to find them pretty easily kind of around that. But yeah, honestly, mostly TV shows and keywords, because the thing for survival that we've found is a lot of the survivalists and preppers use a lot of keywords in their Facebook interests that aren't actually used elsewhere. So preparedness, living off grid, those are kinds of things that we will also target.
Right.
So.
And then, David, he's the one that asked the target market question, but he said, this is exactly my point. When something is generic, such as everyone has a kitchen, it's a pretty broad niche. And you're definitely right, David. And I think what I would say to you is, I think when you're looking at your target market, if it's so broad that you don't even know how to necessarily define who your people are, maybe try to really break that down and target a specific part of that group. That's what I found. If we have a product and I get on Facebook and I struggle to find where the audience for this product might be, I kind of go back to Ryan and the guys and I say, hey, I can't even figure out what the market for this is, or how to target them on Facebook. Everyone's on Facebook. everyone likes everything. There's so many that, everything's on Facebook. If we can't figure out where they are here, we might not be able to find them. And so then we just kind of make it more specific and hammer it down a little bit. So I hope that helps. Do you have anything on that, Julie?
No, nothing other than what I just said. I really just encourage trial and error. Like, if you think that I agree, like, everyone has a kitchen, and that is a very broad target. But targeting just men who are interested in home maintenance, or just trying different things to see run as many ads as you want to start, but just give it a kind of a go to see which one is going to respond the best for you, and that'll actually
right, or
what your target market's going to look like. But I suggest trial and error all the time.
And definitely, target it down to women who watch home improvement shows on HGTV that are between, that might be grandmothers that have extra time on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure what your purpose is, but just narrowing it down and kind of knowing that, like, if you could sit across the table and talk to the person you're trying to target these ads to, that's really how specific we try to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and there really is no failure here. I'd like to point out that too, especially, because we do a lot of trial and error, at least I do, in what I'm doing, to see what works and what doesn't. And the error is never really a failure. It's always just it helps us just define better what we're doing. So it really isn't ever like a huge loss. I wouldn't be worried about it on that front.
Yeah, David says, that's great feedback. Thank you. We usually have good results with age, income, targeting. So we'll try that with the contest too. Thank you once again. So, okay, guys. Well, I think that's probably a good time to stop. We're almost at an hour here. So we really hope that you enjoyed this. If you want to go over to Digital Marketer and win TNC tickets or VIP upgrades, that's on our Facebook page. And do you have anything else to add, Julie?
No, it's great. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, and if you guys ever need to contact us, we're on Digital Marketer's Facebook page, Survival Life Facebook page. So, definitely DMs Facebook. If you guys have, questions or, different topics you might want us to cover, on these calls, I'm always on there. So feel free to contact me. Just send me a private message on the Facebook page. So I hope everybody has an awesome Wednesday. And Julie, thank you so much for taking time to be on here with us.
Anytime.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.